What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS video for Friday, March 28th. We are back. You guys, you murdered it yesterday with the views, with the comments, with the likes, everything. You absolutely murdered it, and I am very excited to hopefully continue that the entire season. So if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Would love to know how you found us. If you're new as of yesterday or the day before, let me know how you found us. Some of you found us for just the front page. The algorithm helped. It's been awesome. If you've never been here before, we do things a little bit differently. You probably saw it in that video. It's a little bit longer video, but we break down every single game. We look at the pitchers in each game. We look at the batters against those pitchers. We look at against the handedness. We look at it all. We cover that base. We look in a little bit of DraftKings, just see some kind of news and notes and how we can see it, how maybe they did in certain games, like we break it down. We go through every single game. On top of that, after we go through that, we have a segment called Pitches Be Crazy. Now we have our top 5 pitchers so the top 5 pitchers that have the best odds according to obviously last year's stats, because we don't have anything to go off of this year really, against teams that strike out the most. So the top 5 teams that strike out the most. So we're going to cover that. Then I'm thinking about doing maybe a few bets. So different bets, what the kind of bets we like after simulations and stuff like that. So if you are new, we do 10,000 simulations before these videos, and we're going to give you the stats through those 10,000 simulations. If you want to see even more than that, we do have FTA Plus, which is right here under the FTA tab. Click that, and you get everything that's here under the MLB tab. So from Vegas odds all the way down to prop bets. Now, I'm going to show a free preview of everything that we offer from opening day. So if you want to stick around towards the end just to kind of see what you can get for $10 a month, check that out. We're still going to offer through this weekend, because I've had a couple people ask to hold off. Instead of a $199 yearly pass, if you email me DFSHelp1, actually if you go to the website, you can either email me first or go to the website. Emailing's probably quickest, for $75 instead of $199. So if you guys are interested, I'll show you everything at the end. So we are ready to rock and roll. Now, we have 2 giveaways. We try to have 2 giveaways every single video. You guys killed it in both sets yesterday. Here's how to win. You got to like this video. You got to be a YouTube subscriber to this channel, and you have to leave a comment on this video or the comment picker can't pick you up. 50 likes on this video, you have a chance at a free week of FTA Plus. Now, that is a week of every sport. MLB, NASCAR, NBA, NFL once it's back, PGA, MMA. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. Now, if you are a winner and you've already won a lifetime pass, let me know, and we will re-roll it for the next video, and so on and so forth. We've had it happen a couple of times, not a ton of times. In opening day's video, over 1,500 views, 130 likes. I thought I was giving away a lifetime pass. I really did. I thought it was going to go up. And then I started to think, we only need 20 for a yearly pass. So we're still going to give away a monthly pass here. And a second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or key phrase. Listen for it, type it in, and have your shot at a free week of FTA Plus. You could technically win twice a day. So we're going to re-roll it right now. Even if this person has the keyword in it, it's still for hitting over 100 likes. So the winner of a free month, Toy Mater 9157. Did you just win the other day? I think you might have won the other day. Or I saw you comment. Regardless, congratulations. Please email me dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1 at gmail.com. Let me know if you have a username on the website. If you do not, I'll need a username, email, and password. We will set you up for your free month of FTA Plus. So congratulations for getting the first month of MLB absolutely free. Now, we are going to re-roll it. The keyword was migraine, so he did have it, but we're still going to re-roll it. So you have a 1 in 43 chance to be a winner yet again. And the winner for the keyword is Timothy Jones. Congratulations. Big migraine for DK MLB achievements. Congratulations. I am very excited for both of you. Email me. Let me know your usernames on the website, and we will get you set up for sure. So here's what we're going to do. We have an 8-game main. So we have a one game that is early that we're not going to cover. We're not going to touch it. It's a single game. It's a showdown. We don't really cover those as much. So we're just going to build you guys for this slate. So here's what we do. I really like Outlier. So if you are interested, this is the website that I'm using. If you guys were with us last year, you know that I just love how compact it is and how good it is with everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go game by game, and we're going to look at each matchup. And what I love is, so for instance, this is Outlier. You've got this first game we're not going to touch. We're going to go to the Baltimore-Toronto game. Now, Baltimore absolutely demolished Toronto on opening day, and we could see that happen again. Toronto, I don't know if they're a good team. We'll have to get a feel for it. But you can kind of see all combined into one with Outlier. You've got all the Vegas odds. The money line is on, somehow the money line's on Toronto, and they've only won one. They've only hit the money line one of their last 10 games. So 10% of the time. Run line, it's got Baltimore plus 1.5. So it's very weird. And we're going to go through it because, again, these are pitchers. So looking at that, you do have Kevin Gausman for Toronto. So we look at that. Or you click Baltimore, and then you got Charlie Morton going up against it. And you can kind of go through. You can go back and forth. You can kind of see what we have. So let's go with the away person real quick. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. My ring light fell down on the ground. So kind of looking at this, Charlie Morton against Toronto, didn't face him last year. 8-10 record, gave up 4.19 earned runs per game, so 4.19 runs a game is what he was given. 165 innings. He averaged 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. Not the best numbers, and this is why I like to use DraftKings here a little bit. So we look into this game, and we can look at both pitchers. And this is what I love about every day that's not opening day, because everything is ready to go. So Charlie Morton last year, 4.19 ERA, 8-10 record. Obviously, different team. He was on Atlanta last year. Now he's on Baltimore. Did not face Toronto at all. Now, Toronto's a good team. And here's why I love, what is everything falling for? Here's why I love a little bit more. So you can look at your starting pitcher. That's fine. But we can break it down even further. We can look at how the batters did last year in 2024. We can look at how they did against right-handed pitchers in 2024. So these are your splits. And then we can look how they've done historically against Kevin Gausman. So this is why, historically we can look at all of them. Obviously green means good, red means no good. So if you want to just look at BVP, some people like BVP, some people don't. So if we're going strictly off BVP, Ryan Mountcastle's batting .316 and 19 at-bats against Gausman. He's got 4 home runs. Adley Rutschman had 2 yesterday, only batting .190 against Charlie Morton, but has 3 RBIs against there. Striking out 9.5. So you can see what I love is this is what it shows. The green on this means that he is better against, he strikes out less against right-handed pitching than he does against left-handed pitching. And the great, like, people love to see green. We want to see green with the money. We want to see green not with our bacon, but we want to see green with our batters as well. So kind of just looking at all of that, I don't know if I trust Charlie Morton enough, but how bad is Toronto going to be this year? They did not look good in game 1. Again, 1 game sample size, I completely understand. If you want to go with Charlie Morton because he is so cheap, he's at 7,000. That's okay. That's not bad. I could see that. But if I were to look at different batters, it just depends on what we want to go off of. Or this is against Kevin Gausman. My bad. I don't know why I did that. Charlie Morton is there. Whole messed up. But anyway, Toronto bats against Charlie Morton. Not much. He hasn't really pitched in this division. Bo Bichette, .313 batting average, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. George Springer has a home run, batting .375 with 2 RBIs there. Other than that, I mean, Vladdy, batting .308, a great number against him. He has done better. So if I were to use some of these bats, so if I weren't going to pitch Charlie Morton, if I don't trust him, he is cheap. If I don't trust him and I am going with some sort of Toronto bat, I'm probably looking at Vladdy. I'm looking at Andres Jimenez, who had a home run yesterday. Maybe a little bit of George Springer. My only problem is George Springer I think he was batting 7th yesterday. He used to lead off. That's where you want him. You want him at the top to get a minimum guaranteed 4 at-bats. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about of his batting order. But I would use George Springer a little bit. You could go cheap with Will Wagner if he starts. Again, we don't know if he's going to start. Santander is 0 for 6, so I don't know if you want to go against him, but he'll be facing his former team. So if you are for that revenge game, I completely understand that. Toronto side, we're looking at Gausman. 1-1 last year against them. 5.02 ERA, only 14.1 innings, 3.14 strikeouts per game. Was not striking out very many. Didn't walk that many, but hasn't been striking out that many. Baltimore bats against Gausman, we kind of just went through it. Ryan Mountcastle I would definitely use. Batting .316 with a .718 OPS. I would look at Colton Cowser if he gets in there. .286 batting average, has a home run against him. Cedric Mullins had a home run yesterday, and he's got speed and can steal bases. Tyler O'Neill had his 6th straight opening day home run. If I were to take him, I want to take O'Neill before he gets hurt because, we call him Tyler Bro-Neal here. But he's going to get hurt. It's just let's take advantage of it before he does get hurt. Another bat I would use would be Rushman. Has not had much success against Gausman, but had 2 home runs yesterday. And he'll be playing in the Dome. Weather will not be a concern. We are okay with that one as well. So pitching-wise, I don't know if I'm taking either of them. I think they're both tournament only. I think I'd rather just take the bats in this game outside of taking the pitchers. So we got 1 game down, and we are ready to go from every other game. So this is kind of how we do it. And this, hopefully it's a little bit easier for you guys to understand, and it's a better breakdown than just, hey, give me these these batters. If you want to see some of the pitchers that we like and bats at each position, that's in the article that is linked down below. So if you've been with us for NBA, that article is there. If you just need a bing, bang, boom, you don't have much time to listen, completely understand, that article will be down below as well. So in this game, we've got Connor Gillespie making a spot start because it was supposed to be he wasn't even supposed to be in the rotation. He is now in the rotation. He converted from being a reliever to starting, and then he's going up against Mitch Keller. So if we're looking at Gillespie, you can kind of see last year didn't pitch much. 3 innings, and 2 innings. But in those 8 innings, he had only 3 strikeouts. Or he had 8 strikeouts, so 1 strikeout per inning, basically. I don't know how far he's going to be stretched here. That's the problem. He does have a good matchup. He's got a top 5 matchup against a bottom team that strikes out a lot. My only problem is, he is cheap at $6,300. If you want to throw him in as your SP2 on DraftKings, completely okay with that. Don't know how deep he's going to go into the game. Ideally, we need 5 innings. If he goes 4, but he could get us 7 or 8 strikeouts, that's even better as well. But if you dig in a little bit, he's never faced Pittsburgh before. No record last year. Again, came out of the bullpen. A little bit scared about that. Now, if we're looking at Pittsburgh bats against Gillespie, Frazier's the only one with an at-bat, so nothing. Against right-handed pitchers last year, this is where you can break it down. So when BVP is not there, let's look at batter splits. So batter splits in this game for Pirates. You can see right here, O'Neill Cruz batted .271, 15 bombs, 55 RBIs, 804 or OPS. Right there, he hits righties better than lefties. So let's say Gillespie goes out, and now it's a righty out of the bullpen. Even better for us. And that is where bullpen breakdowns look at. So once we get all of it completed, we'll have a tab for the bullpens, and you can see how they go. So looking at other Pirates bats, if we were to look in this one, IKF against righties last year, .282 batting average, 7 home runs. Triolo, 8 home runs. McCutchen, .244 batting average, 14 home runs. Brian Reynolds, 18 bombs, .279 batting average. I'm okay with that. Joey Bart, I don't know if he'll play, 8 home runs as well. So those are the bats that I would use for the Pirates. Flip side of that, looking at Miami bats against Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller didn't have a win or loss last year, but had an ERA against the Marlins, 6.35. Only got 5.2 innings, 476 strikeouts per 9, all bad numbers, all very, very bad numbers. So then we go into Mitch Keller. You kind of look at this. Splits-wise, he only faced them once last year. 7 hits allowed, 5 runs, 5.2 innings, only 3 strikeouts. They were very low. His numbers were very elevated last year. Now, Miami, obviously they're not a very good team, but he did not have success against them last year, and they would be a cheap stack if we go in that direction here. So then we look at the Miami bats against Keller in their career. 3 batters. None of them have hits. Against right-handed pitchers last year, Jonah Bride, 302 batting average. Xavier Edwards, a 341 batting average in 185 at-bats. Only 1 home run, 20 RBIs, but, I mean, those are great numbers there. Otto Lopez, 289 batting average, 5 bombs. And then, the rest of them, you're probably not going to know them. Kyle Stowers was a big prospect for the Orioles, came over in a trade, 217 batting average, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. I'm not using Mitch Keller. Now, I'm not always going to be right, but I'm not going to be using Mitch Keller. I'm going to look a little bit at Connor Gillespie. Don't know how far deep he's going to go into the game. That's my only problem. And I don't mind either of these teams as a stack. If you're not going to go with Gillespie, I don't mind either of the team as a stack. It's just the pitching in this one. I'm probably avoiding the pitching, except for Gillespie a little bit. Unless some other news comes out that changes, which I highly doubt that happens. So let's move on. Boston versus Texas Rangers. Now, 3rd game on the slate. Looking at this. Don't know what we're going to get out of Jack Leiter. Had a great spring training. Was very bad last year. Last year, 0-3 record, 8.83 ERA, 35 innings pitched. Just bad. Was not good whatsoever. 31 strikeouts. Yeah, I mean, the most strikeouts he had in a game, he was getting 6. But yeah, he wasn't doing anything. He got called up in April, had 1 start, didn't do well, got sent down, came up for 2 games, gave up earned runs, was down for 3 months, came back, just gave up so many runs. He looked way better this spring, and Boston's actually a top 5 team to target against because they strike out so much. Yesterday, they did very well. But the problem is, Jack Leiter scares me so much. Tournament, I'm okay with. That's it. I'm not playing him in cash. And then Tanner Houck coming in here. 9-10 record last year, 3.12 ERA. Last year, he did face Texas twice. 0-1 record, 11.2 innings, 8 earned runs. He did not do very well. Did have 10 strikeouts in that game, though. So let's break down the batters. So Boston batters against Jack Leiter if they've never faced him before. Is that an advantage for the pitcher? Usually it's an advantage for the pitcher. Hopefully it will be here today, but we'll see. But Boston bats against righties last year. You can see this team hit better against righties than they did lefties last year. Bregman didn't do anything for us yesterday. 274 batting average, 18 bombs, 44 RBIs against righties. Devers, I think he struck out 3 or 4 times. 293 batting average, but had 24 bombs and 63 RBIs against right-handed pitching. Rafaela, 12 home runs, 64 RBIs, bat 259. David Hamilton, 256 batting average, 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. Wilyer Abreu had a home run yesterday. Great matchup here. 266 last year, 14 home runs, 53 RBIs. And then Jarren Duran, 298 batting average, damn near 300 batting average against righties last year in 463 at-bats, 17 bombs, 57 RBIs, a 910 OPS. Devers had a 986 OPS. Their OPS right here, huge. That tells me, all the numbers tell me, a Boston stack. And it starts, and it is anchored by Duran. Like, it's anchored by him. He's number 1. Probably number 2 would be Devers. Number 3 would most likely be Bregman. Number 4, depending, is probably Wilyer Abreu. So those are what I'm looking at. I'm not going to look at Jack Leiter. He's got great stuff. Maybe tournament, maybe SP2. He's not an SP1. He is not a cash option for you on this slate. Let's look at Texas bats against Houck. Jonah Heim, in his career, 4 for 5, 1 home run. Good numbers. Adolis Garcia, batting .571. That's probably 5 for 7. 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. He's had success against him. Wyatt Langford hasn't had success against, he's 1 for 3, which technically in baseball terms that is success. But against right-handed pitching last year, Texas bats. Peterson, 281 batting average, 22 home runs. Whether or not that was aided by being in Arizona in that ballpark, we'll see. I could use him a little bit. Jake Berger, I usually like to take him against lefties, but 264 batting average last year. He hit better against righties with 20 bombs. Corey Seager, a 291 batting average last year, 24 home runs. You've got Simeon with 18 bombs. You got Adolis Garcia with 18 bombs who've had success against Houck. You've got Wyatt Langford, 255 batting average, 9 home runs, can steal bases. You got Leody Taveras, if he starts, 238 batting average, 11 home runs as well. So personally, I'm not using Houck. Maybe lighter in tournaments only because he's had a great spring. But outside of the spring, he looked terrible last year. Most likely, I am going to be stacking both teams. Probably going to stack Boston more, but I will have some Texas stack as well. Moving on to the Mets at the Astros. I mean, MLB had to give us a video of the Mets, a dedicated solo video of Juan Soto hitting a single for his first at-bat for the Mets. They sure didn't have a dedicated video showing him striking out to end the game, though, did they? But we've got Hunter Brown for Houston. Now, he was very up and down for us last year, I will admit. But we have Hunter Brown versus, is it Tyler Meagle or Trevor Meagle? Tyler Meagle. So Brown coming in here. Last year, game log did not play the Mets at all. This is in Houston. At home, 3.24 ERA compared to on the road, 3.64. Now, obviously, all of these stats are from last year. We basically need about a month or about 5 starts for a pitcher to kind of feel how they're going back and forth on the road or at home. So Hunter Brown at 8,800 is kind of expensive. Tyler Meagle, on the other hand, splits-wise, he faced Houston once last year, 5.1 innings, 4 earned runs, 1 home run, 6 strikeouts, only averaged 10.6. Now, he is cheap at 6,000, but it's still the Astros. They are pretty good. So if we look at that, if we were to not take Hunter Brown and we were to go to Mets bats, Hunter Brown against them, Lindor's got a home run. That's it. Soto's batting 400, so 4 for 5 out of, or is that 3 for 5? That's 3 for 5. No home runs. Okay. Probably hits a home run. Would not doubt it. But then you break it down. What Mets bats do well against righties? Against the starter. You've got Brett Baty with 3 bombs. You've got Lindor with 22 bombs. You've got Soto with 28 bombs last year, 293 batting average. The problem is he was protected by Judge last year. Not protected by Judge this year in the order. So they can kind of pitch around him a little bit depending on who's going to be batting behind him. Now, we look at that, and if I were to take Mets bats against Brown because I don't trust him enough, I'm going Soto. Acuna if he starts, but I don't think he will. Pete Alonso had 25 bombs, 241 batting average. I would look at him a little bit. Obviously, I would stack with Lindor. And then maybe if you want a cheaper bat for Mets, if he starts, Jesse Winker with 13 bombs last year, 258 batting average. And Winker on DraftKings at least is only 2,900. So he is sub 3K, which would help out a ton with your stack if you wanted to go with the Mets. Now, Tyler Meagle, Schmeagle, his precious, faced Houston once last year, like we said. Didn't do too much. We come into here. In their career, not a ton of success. Christian Walker has a home run. Myers has a home run. That's it. Against right-handed bats, you can see the majority of the team did not hit righties as well as lefties. And then, DeZenzo didn't really play a ton. Jordan did hit 280 with 25 bombs, but he hits lefties better. Christian Walker hits lefties better, but had 22 bombs as well. So Tyler Meagle for tournament, I'm okay with that. I think it'll be a very under-owned pitcher. But if I were to look at Houston bats against Meagle in this one, I'm obviously looking at Jordan. I'm looking at Christian Walker if he plays. DeZenzo would be a cheap option. I would look at Altuve and Diaz. Yonder Diaz. He should start. I don't know. We usually like to take Yonder Diaz against lefties better, so we'll kind of see. So if you are looking for one of those 4 or 5 man Mets stacks or Houston stacks, those are the lists of the people that I would go in those stacks. But yeah, Meagle's so cheap for an SP2 I'm okay with, but honestly with the other pitching on the slate, I might just avoid the pitching in this one and go the bats because I do like their stacks. Chicago at Arizona, you got Merrill Kelly versus Jameson Taillon. Kelly against Chicago last year. Only one start, 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. Pretty good start. 16.3 fantasy points is what he averaged. If you missed day one, basically with MLB, minimum you want 2 times value, so 7,300 times 2. So you're looking at 14.6. So in that one game, he averaged more than that. That is a bare minimum average. So to take down a GPP, you basically need a minimum of 25. I don't even know what Mackenzie Gore got yesterday. I think he got 65 on Fanduel, but he had 13 or 14 strikeouts. I think he had 13 strikeouts. We're not going to get 13 strikeouts a game. I understand that. Merrill Kelly's probably not going to be that person that does it. He's not that guy. Jameson Taillon against Arizona did not face them last year. Last year on the road had a 4.58 ERA compared to a 2.18 at home, which is wild because Wrigley is known as the Windy City, which is known as a ballpark that gives up a ton of runs. He did better at home. And this is miniature Coors. Taillon for tournaments, yes. For cash, no way whatsoever. No way, Jose. So we can look at that game. Pitching-wise, maybe Merrill. I just don't know what Taillon we're going to get. That's not the game I meant to go to. This is the game I meant to go to. Why is it not in the same order? No, because they probably all started at the same time. So if we look at this, Merrill Kelly 1.80 ERA last year, like we talked about. If we're not going Merrill Kelly and you want to go Cubs bats, BVP-wise, you got Michael Busch, who is 1 for 1 with a home run. Basically, that's it. Against right-handed pitching last year, Michael Busch had 20 bombs, but still batted .246. He hits lefties better. Nico Horner hits lefties better. Justin Turner, I thought hit lefties better, but apparently he hits righties better because it's green. If it was red, that would mean he hits lefties better. 8 bombs. I don't know if I trust him, though. Ian Happ batted .244 with 18 bombs. Suzuki batted .286 with 17 bombs. Kyle Tucker batted .305 with 18 bombs. I would look at those bottom 3. If I am stacking the Cubs here at Coors Field Jr., I'm looking at those bottom 3 for sure. Maybe give a little bit of Miguel Amaya if he gets in there. I would have a little bit of exposure to Michael Busch, but not a ton of exposure. Then we look at Arizona bats. Against Taillon, Eugenio Suarez has 2 bombs in 18 at-bats. That's the only one that has a home run. But against right-handed pitching last year, honestly, like Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor killed it last year in Cleveland. Now he's got a better matchup here. So Josh Naylor I would definitely look at. I would look at Corbin Carroll if he gets on base. He's a stolen base threat every single time. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. I would look at. I would take Jake McCarthy or Pavin Smith, depending on who's playing. So I don't think I'll have either pitcher in this one either. If I were to go bats, I would stack both sides. I think I like the Arizona stack a little bit more because Taillon did struggle on the road last year, but I don't mind a stack either side of that for sure. I think I'm leaning more towards Arizona first, but Cubs stack, I'm okay with that one as well. Atlanta at San Diego is the next game. You got Dylan Cease versus Reynaldo Lopez. Reynaldo Lopez had a resurgence last year, a 199 earned run average for the season. Splits at home, 178. On the road, 231. These numbers are very skewed. They're not his career numbers. He faced San Diego twice last year. 0-1 record, 12.1 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, only averaged 9.8. I don't trust that. His numbers are so weird last year. He did so good. It's just so confusing of how he did that. Now, this is a pitcher's park as well. San Diego is a pitcher's park. We did not see that yesterday. Let me know down below who used Chris Sale and got screwed in a couple of your lineups. I sure did. So Dylan Cease, splits-wise. Last year faced Atlanta twice, 10 innings pitched, 1-0 record, 16 strikeouts, only 5 earned runs. He averaged 19.5 fantasy points per game. He's 9,300. He is under 10K. Strategy-wise, what I like to do, unless it's like just a huge boom or bust type day, stay right around 8K as your average on DraftKings since you have 2 pitchers. But you can always splurge a little bit if a value opens up like a Connor Gillespie today. But you look at his splits. At home, 329. On the road, 413. Like I said, it is a pitcher's park, and that's kind of how it probably will play out. We did not see that yesterday, though, for sure. But looking up matchup-wise, the Atlanta bats against Dylan Cease, they've seen a couple, not a ton. Ozuna has a home run. Matt Olson has a home run, both batting over 300 against him. That's it. But against right-handed pitching, they're actually, Kelenic, 14 bombs, 235 batting average. Austin Riley, 14 bombs. Brian De La Cruz had 17. Matt Olson had 19. Orlando Arcia had 16. Ozuna had 34. They've had success. But if you say you don't want to pay up for Dylan Cease and you do want to look at Atlanta bats, I'm looking at Ozuna. I'm looking at Austin Riley. I'm looking at Jared Kelenic. Chadwick Tromp, if he gets in there, I don't mind him. I don't know if he will. Did he even make the team? Did he make the team? Okay, so he might play. He probably doesn't. It's probably Drake Baldwin. But if Tromp is in there, be a sneaky option as well. But Dylan Cease has got some great stuff, and he pitched better at home, and it is a pitcher's park, and I could see him having a good game here. If you don't trust Reynaldo Lopez, which I don't know which one we're going to get, but you can see right here, all the green. San Diego absolutely smashed righties last year. Diaz, 5 bombs, 270 batting average. You had Luis Ariz, we know, hits machine. Only 3 bombs, 333 batting average. Doesn't strike out. 2.6% of the time he struck out against righties. He's very good ball player. Back-to-back MVP, obviously. You had Cronenworth, 255 batting average, 16 bombs. You had Machado, 22 bombs, 280 batting average. Machado had a home run yesterday. Jackson Merrill, 311 batting average, 19 bombs. Tatis, 19 bombs, 293. I love a San Diego stack today. If I were to break it down to 5 players in a stack, because that's what you do on DraftKings, I would look at Tatis, Merrill, Machado, but it'd be a very expensive stack, Ariz, and Cronenworth. Not necessarily all 5 of them, but some mixture of them, maybe a three stack somewhere if you guys are going off that. So to summarize this game, pitching-wise, I think it's Cease for me, and then a San Diego stack. Now, Lopez had great stuff last year. Tournaments, I'm okay with Lopez, but that's probably it. Then you got Sacramento, a.k.a. ATH, a.k.a. Oakland, against Seattle. So Luis Castillo versus Jeffrey Springs. Now, Jeffrey Springs, full healthy offseason. He does have elbow problems in his career, so always scared about that. He has faced Seattle once this year, once in his career last year. 5 innings, 1 hit allowed, 9 strikeouts. Had great numbers there. Seattle does strike out the most out of any team last year. Number 1 team to strike out. And you could see that happened. Usually we were always at least looking at taking a pitcher against Seattle because they struck out so much. Now, we'll see how that trend goes, but they didn't really make very many changes on offense, if I remember at all. So it's the same team running out there for Seattle. They strike out a ton. Now, Jeffrey Springs is 7,500. If you look at that, that's a fantastic price. I'm very surprised he's that cheap. My only problem is how deep is he going to go into the game? Then you got Castillo. Last year, splits-wise, pitching at home, 3.16 ERA. So he had a better ERA at home. Faced the Athletics twice last year. 4 earned runs, 13 strikeouts, averaged 22 fantasy points a game. I love both of these pitchers, and they're both under 8,500. Those are some great numbers. Batting-wise, I don't know if I trust much of the bats. Everyone's saying the Athletics are going to be good this year. Be weary of them, blah, 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 blah. We can look at that. But yeah, so Athletics against Castillo in their career. Schumann 1 home run. Blade 1 home run. Seth Brown 1 home run. Lawrence Butler 1 home run. Against right-handed pitching, kind of mixed results. Obviously, they've got Gio Urshela, who wasn't on the team last year, batted 271, 9 bombs. Brent Rooker batted almost 300 with 29 home runs. If you aren't going with Luis Castillo, I would look at Rooker for sure. Cheaper option would be Blade. You could look at Gio Urshela if he gets the start. Langoliers with 21 bombs. I would look at him as well. Seattle bats against Springs. Not much success against left-handed pitching. They did okay, but they struck out so much. If you're not going to go Springs and you want to look at a Seattle stack, a Rosarena usually goes good against lefties, 7 bombs. Then Solano 4, Polanco 4, Dylan Moore 4, J.P. Crawford 4, Garver 8, and Cal Raleigh 13. In my mind, though, I'm probably fading Mariners bats, and I'm 100% going with Jeffrey Springs. He is so cheap. He allows you to build some decent lineups. Both of these pitchers combined. They both are in the top 5 of going up against teams that are pitching or striking out. So in my mind, I'm probably taking both of these pitchers, and I might be fading. Unless something changes after 20,000 simulations. Like I said, we've already done 10,000. Unless something changes, I'm probably taking both of those pitchers. And then you got Detroit versus the Dodgers. You had, Dodgers. We know they're going to be good. Yay. It's going to be so fun watching them repeat because they spent $1 billion. But we look at that. In this game, Yamamoto versus Jack Flaherty. Flaherty facing his former team. Now, whether or not that is good or bad, I don't have historical data, but the Dodgers saw him pitch the second half of last year, won the World Series. They kind of know his pitching arsenal. They probably know how he likes to attack certain players, right side, left side. They've got a great scouting report because he was on their team. So if we look at their numbers, Flaherty did not face them last year, played for them last year. Splits-wise, home games, 3.36 ERA. He was in Detroit last year, got traded to the Dodgers, then went back to Detroit this year. So technically, both of these stadiums are home for him. So I don't know if splits are even going to matter, but they're pretty even anyway. They're pretty even anyway. And then Yamamoto, 3.15 ERA, 9-2 record. Splits-wise, he did not face Detroit last year. At home, he had a worse ERA at 3.86. Detroit's kind of a scrappy team. And then if we look at that, Detroit bats against Yamamoto. They haven't seen him, obviously. Gleyber Torres, 0 for 2, but that was probably in the World Series. Other than that, they have not seen him before. Against right-handed pitching, not a huge success. Colt Keith had 12 bombs. You had Kerry Carpenter with 17. You had Riley Green with 18. If I were to fade Yamamoto, because I think he's going to be very highly owned, I would look at Riley Green. I would look at Kerry Carpenter. I would look at Gleyber Torres. That's probably it. Dodgers bats, we already know. Against Flaherty, Freeman has a home run. Betts has a home run. Conforto has a home run. Chris Taylor has a home run. Against right-handed pitching last year, they actually didn't do that well, but Freeman batted 300 with 15 bombs. Mookie Betts had 15 bombs. Stack the Dodgers. It's going to be probably the highly owned stack, but if you want to go against it and go with Jack Flaherty, I am okay with that. Just do that. He's still 8,500 though against the Dodgers. That's what scares me. But yeah, that is what scares me. If you were to take, obviously, Ohtani with 42 bombs last year, I had one yesterday. You would look at him. Tommy Edman had a home run. I told you I love Tommy Edman. Boom, home run there. Freeman batted 300 against righties, 15 bombs. If he's healthy, get him in there. Will Smith, kind of the same thing as well. So if you want to fade the Dodgers as a stack, I completely understand. Go Jack Flaherty. Yamamoto scares me a little bit. I think he's going to be so owned in his price. I might fade him and go with a sneaky Detroit stack in this set. So there you have it. Those are the 8 games broken down. Any questions about them? Ask down below. The free Discord is in the description of this video as well. So get in that free Discord. We try to answer questions. We go back and forth with bets. We have Outlier throwing in some bets and some starting lineups out there for you in the MLB tab. We have a ton of things on the Discord that are absolutely free every single day. Now, we've done 10,000 simulations. let's do the pitches be crazy real quick. So pitches be crazy. The number one pitch, and these can change, but these are based on the team's stats last year. Number one, according to pitches be crazy, is Jeffrey Springs at Seattle. They struck out 10.25 times per game at home in 2024. So, yeah, not very good. So Jeffrey Springs is number one, and he's kind of cheap. Number two is Ryan Pepio versus Colorado. It's the one game we didn't cover. It's the early game, so it's only for sports betting. Going up against Colorado. Colorado struck out 10.71 times per game on the road in 2024. Jack Leiter versus Boston is number three. Boston struck out 9.68 times per game on the road in 2024. They had 13. They did put up the runs yesterday, but they had 13 strikeouts as well. So, again, though, how long is Jack Leiter going to go in the game? Is he going to get rocked? Is he going to continue his amazing spring? I don't know. Connor Gillespie versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh struck out 10.05 times per game on the road in 2024. And number five is Luis Castillo versus the Athletics. The Athletics struck out 9.89 times per game on the road in 2024. So those are your projections. Those are the breakdown of the game for the main slate. Those are the pitches be crazy. Now, if we look at ballpark factors, not a ton that are looking at. Seattle, the wind is blown out, but they can close the dome. So there's not a ton of ballpark factors right now. If you want to see those are all on the website. But these are what you guys liked last year, and I kind of wanted to do that. So these are the top batters. These are all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. Now, these can and most likely will change when we do the 20,000 simulations. So we will do the 20,000 simulations. I usually tell people, go check out the website, usually about an hour before first pitch of the main slate, and we'll have you covered there. So through 10,000 simulations, the top bats for Friday, May 28th, 10 out of 10 matchup rating. Number one is Corey Seager versus Houck. 2 is Gunnar Henderson. 3 is Mookie Betts. 4 is Vladdy. 5 is Jordan. 6 is Yandy Diaz. 7 is Freddie Freeman. 8 is Rafi Devers. 9, Max Muncy. 10, Wilyer Abreu. And number 11 is Will Smith. Now, if we were to add 9 out of 10 matchup rating, that would then add Shohei Ohtani at 11. 12 would be Kyle Tucker. 13 would be Brian Reynolds. 14, Juan Soto. 15, Wyatt Langford. 16, Jose Caballero. 17, Tristan Casas. 18, Alex Bregman. And 19, Alejandro Kirk. So we have 19 batters through 10,000 simulations that have a 10 or 9 out of 10 matchup rating. They can and will change throughout the day. If any weather pops up, we will definitely look at that. We have all of that covered on the website there. Speaking of the website, that is what we've got for the video, but I wanted to show you guys what you could expect with FTA Plus for $10 for a week. So we are done with the normal stuff. If you guys want to check out what we have to offer on the site, it has been revamped, and we are ready to rock and roll. So all of this information is from yesterday, but I wanted to show you what's behind the paywall, what's behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz. Maybe I'm the Wizard of Oz. This is what we have for FTA Plus for $10 a week, $30 for a month, or $75 for the year through the weekend. All of these charts you can print or pull to Excel and change anything you want. So these are the Vegas odds from yesterday. They'll obviously be updated throughout the day. It does automatically filter by implied runs total because we want to see who's going to score the most. But you can see the money line, you can see the over-under, you can see it all. So under the simulations, so we have DraftKings simulations and Fanduel simulations. And you can pull these just as well. You can do Excel, you can do CSV, you can do whichever one you want. And because a lot of people have been asking, can I pull your simulations or projections and plug them into like SaberSim or is Fantasy Cruncher even back on? I know the owner went crazy. I don't even know. But looking at this, you can see ownership. So what I like to do with this one, it is automatically will filter by ownership percentage for that day. So it's updated a little bit later, about an hour before first pitch, because most of the news should be out by then. So pull it by Excel, CSV, whatever you want to do. So that's DraftKings. FanDuel is the exact same thing. We've got BVP. Now, BVP, like I said, some people like it, some people don't. I believe this is still an Excel sheet. I need to embed it into the website. And again, we're working on it. It's just some of these things, it's hard to figure out how it would embed. Okay, no, this one doesn't. This we already embedded it. So you can pull it out as well, and you can come in here and sort however you want. Plate appearances, at bats, whatever, hits, singles, doubles, triples, home runs. So yesterday, the person with the best BVP with the most amount of home runs, Josh Bell. Adley Rutschman was number 2. He then went ahead and hit 2 more bombs. Bregman didn't do anything. And you can go through the whole list, and again, you can check that out. Completely free for you guys. The BVPs are free. The batter splits are free. Batters against right-handed pitchers, batters against left-handed pitchers. All of this is in Outlier, but we brought it to you as well in an easy-to export function to hopefully help you guys be better DFS players. Now, my internet, it's not the website, it's the internet going very slow. I had to come to my mother's house. So again, this is mom's basement. You guys with NBA are very familiar with it. The keyword of the day is mom's basement. But yeah, her internet is what you would expect a 70-plus-year-old internet to be. It is not fast. But you have batter splits. You have stolen base targets. The cheat sheet's what I wanted to show you. So let me pause the video till it loads because her internet is very bad. Okay, so this is the cheat sheet from yesterday. Now, there's so much information that, no, it does not fit in there. It is not really optimized for mobile. If anyone is very good with that and can help me out, I will give you a free year of FTA Plus if we can get it implemented in there. I just don't know how to do it because there's so many tabs. It would add so much to the actual web page that it is more suited for the computer, because then you can come in here and you can open up into your own screen to look at it. You can't make any edits on it, but you can look at it and check some things out. So this is what we had yesterday. These are the stacks. So we gave these stacks out for free. Obviously, the Philly stack did not happen, did not go very well. Mackenzie Gore, well, at first, against Mackenzie Gore, it didn't. But Harper and Schwarber both had home runs. So if we look at that game, trying to see where that game is. Philly still put up 7, so the stack did work. Mackenzie Gore just had a really good game at first. So if we look at all the scoring for there, Keibert Ruiz had a home run. You had Harper have a home run. Schwarber have a home run. C.J. Abrams, Luis Garcia. So you had 2 big home runs out of there. So we did not mind that. So we have the stacks. We can go with those stacks there. We have ownership for both FanDuel and DraftKings. Those are updated throughout the day. Weather, if that's a factor, if there's any chance for rain or anything like that, you've got it all here. FanDuel did not have an early lineup yesterday. They did have Maine. We had 2 Maine that started at 2:06. DraftKings, we had the early because, again, FanDuel DraftKings cannot have the exact same lineup or slate. I don't know why. Maine slate, and then home run, boomstick shots. So we looked at that, and we're not always going to get it right. Last year, we had 111 correct calls in all of the entire year. So I wanted to show you what you could find on the cheat sheet there. Another thing, we've got umpire factors. We got bullpen stats from last year. Got to kind of wait. We got nothing to go here. FanDuel projections, and then DraftKings projections, and then we've got the bets for the day as well. So we've got a ton of information for you on the website. Go check it out, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. I was told, someone told me that they saw ads on mobile. Please check it again. I ran an update, and there shouldn't be any ads popping up for you guys on the website. So yeah, that's basically what I've got. We went through every single game, every pitcher, every batter. We're going to kill it tomorrow. Huge Saturday slate. Cannot wait. Pitches be crazy. Top 19 bats after simulations. We showed you everything. So if there are certain things you want to see in these videos, let me know down below, and I will try to incorporate them as I can. So let's have a fantastic Friday. Good luck, and as always, let's bring up some bacon. Peace.